Halt! What is your business at the Brass Citadel? You're the Watcher. The one who nearly caused a riot in Queensbirth. The Grand Secretary at Sura wants to meet you. His office is on the lower level of Imperial Command. Up the stairs. Once you're inside, go downstairs through the room on the right. Her office is at the back of Imperial Command. She is busy organizing other matters. But I am sure she will grant you an audience.
I'm sorry, but this area is strictly off-limits. Sorry. My orders come from the Haas private property of the Royal Deadfire.
Beat it. I don't have... Shouldn't you be at work or something? This is no place for the likes of you. Not a chance, amico. Fascina sent you, didn't she? Postinago, just for these? Soft as down, but not a single fence willing to pay me a fair price. Maybe they've got imp stink all over them. Should have guessed these were bad luck. Well, it's too late to go making smart decisions, isn't it? Here he comes, and I'm too late. If Hamuto doesn't give me an extension on my debt, I'm a dead man.
So, Berteno, you hired a mercenary. Or else a negotiator. That coin should have gone toward your debt to me.
Huh? No, I didn't. That is, I would never go behind your back. I
like dealing with people of substance. This is a private matter. Your interference is unnecessary. Do I? One can be adherent to the tenets of maritime law, and still be seen as a monster. Indentured servitude. I trust this is a more honest and respectable alternative than any pursuit he would take on his own terms. I salute you for your courage, but I ask you to reconsider your position. Cowards! There will be a reckoning, for I know each one of your faces. You must care a great deal for this insufferable little worm to stake your purse on his freedom. 400 pyres are what Berteno owes, and I will accept that sum to have this sorry business concluded. Then our business is concluded.
I can't believe I'm finally out of debt. For the first time in my life, I'm free. Not anymore, I'm not. Here, catch. It's a new Berteno all the way. Pirate Berteno doesn't get himself in anyone's debt.
Looking for a pistol or an arquebus? Rawatai makes the finest guns in Aora, and I make the finest guns in Rawatai. Craftsmanship. If you ask my superiors at Imperial Command, they'll tell you our main exports are saltpeter and metal. Those are just things. They're prized because of what we do with them. Rawataian industry is about discipline, precision, mastery of a careful art.
You must gather your party before we... Bring forth.
Don't worry. The vision's past.
Valiant spy is coming through on my watch.
I'm a merchant. I have business inside. You want...
Green islands and blue skies.
The local...
Can you believe your eyes? I've never seen such a fair, pristine land. I grew up surrounded by storms and stones.
It's the land. Fertile, green, and abundant.
No, it's something else.
There's so much here. So much we could make of this place.
Perhaps that's it.
Oh, you wanted something, Captain? What, me? I'll go ahead and say it. You're halfway toward all right. Oh, I know. But it's kind of you to say. Have you ever... Dumb question, but here I go anyway. You ever gotten close to someone, even though it just wasn't... ordinary? Yeah, that about kicks the legs out from under ordinary, doesn't it? What I'm talking about is a scenario where a difference in rank can get in the way of enjoying shore leave. This is like picking oakum. I'm just testing the direction of the wind here. Best not to overthink it. As winds do. I've enjoyed that sort of arrangement before. Nothing to suggest I won't enjoy it again someday. Captain, what did I just tell you about not overthinking this? Well, I've laid out my thoughts. You must have a couple. Be a pleasure, Captain. Funny thing is that Ishii can get particular about people, and when he doesn't take to someone, neither do I. I'm sure he'd tell you if you asked nicely. Not everyone's a bird lover, that's fine. Some days I can't stand another second of Captain Stinkfeathers. But Ishii and I are never parted for longer than a few breaths. Take that however you will. Try not to use any foul language.
Well, this is unexpected. What exactly did you set out to accomplish by peering into the soul of this noble creature? I see. You must put a great deal of faith in Maya to find yourself in this situation. Are you so certain that she deserves your trust? The prospect of sharing her company. I can tell from here that it intrigues. Far be it from me to judge affection. Better that it bloom or wilt uninterrupted, while the Deadfire is being cut, cauterized, and trampled. It is charming to find someone who makes time for such elaborate foreplay. I can say for certain that this is a very hungry, overworked, and at times underappreciated bird. He and Maya share that much in common, at least. Beyond that, I leave the rest up to you. Do you often turn to birds for relationship advice? I sense that Maya does not easily allow others into her confidence. She is observing you closer than you might guess. She has much on her mind. This may all be a whimsical diversion. That, or she is softening you up for the red work of her masters. Or, didn't you know? Perhaps it isn't for me to say. All in good time. I babble. What does the goddess of creativity know of kith courtship? Observing. The one you call Ashiza makes for a convenient lens into your travels. Try not to take it too personally. Best of luck in your mating ritual, Watcher.
I hope that was as amusing for you as it was for me.
I've got some answers. Trying to get on his good side, are ya? He's developed a taste for shark meat since we arrived at the Deadfire. Going back to the Rauatayan diet will be hard on us both. I'll give you two lovebirds some room to chat.
I hope that was as...
Why does your Ranga carve his name into a rock?
All this trouble over a tablet of fucking stone. If my company's standing wasn't on the line, I would have written this one off as a loss already. I heard tell of Ephron, a thief with a penchant for making house calls. Word has it that Ephron made his way inside of Arkemyr's manor and later died. Now his soul is bound to the fortune-telling machine in the dark cupboard. Strange fate. I help finance expeditions around the Isles, which often means keeping an ear to the ground. Not very romantic from behind a desk, but Rauatai's campaign could use the extra coin. It's a handsome piece of rock, which some call valuable. I won't dispute that point if the value goes to Rauatai. I suppose it's no secret that we're after more than some arbitrary cultural touchstone. We're looking for a route to Ukaizo. It stands to reason that ancient lore would be a key to finding the place. Arkemyr is a magical savant and a recluse. That makes for a very dangerous combination. He relies on imps and ironclad constructs to maintain the estate. When you've lived as long as Arkemyr, I suppose trust becomes a problem. Fine by me. I'm looking forward to the day when the Harappo epic is someone else's concern. When it comes to finding the Lost Island, we can't afford to neglect any lead. The Ranganui seeks to saddle the weather and harness the storm. If there is a place where this can happen, it is Ukaizo. All of her pretenses of cultural pride are a means to an end. Like the rest of the Huana, she isn't above exploiting any advantage if she can profit from it. As you say?
The Ranganui, and it's a commemoration to show what he built.
Oh. Then did your Raparo also write their names on other stones?
Her songles is quiet from afar. Fought to victory, Rauatai. Triumph over your foes. Storm shall never bend your backs, nor battles break your swords.
For what do you squawk and gloat over a heap of stones? Akira, you Rowatayans are strange cousins indeed.
The brass citadel is a marvel of modern engineering. With the gates barred and the cannons primed, it can withstand any attack and weather any storm. Surely you can see what a fine stronghold this is. We transformed a rocky cove into the best defended harbor in Neketaka. Such achievements must be celebrated.
This rocky cove was once a prized fishing spot for the Riparu. These Rowatayans act as if every bare islet is merely awaiting a fort or a farm. They cannot look at anything without planning to change it.
To strive is to survive. Those who would achieve greatness must make the world a better, more ordered place than they found it.
Why change the world when you can learn to live in it the way it is? This is what my people have done for thousands of years. But for what purpose? And at what cost? Akira, nothing invigorates like a good discussion. Thank you for indulging us.
Sails unfurled and sword held high, to battle for glory and proud.
The former Lord of Cadnua, and one-time Terrifier of Harbor Masters. If dockside tales are to be believed, you have not brought much good news of late. So, in addition to pirates, profiteers, and slavers, the Deadfire has a vengeful god roaming its waters? Just what the archipelago needs. One more disaster tugging at the seams. He must be stopped. If there were help to be found at the palace, do you think Deadfire would be such a mess? The Valians won't lift a finger if it isn't to snatch a coin, and the Huana will barely do that much.
No? Tell it to the water shapers who washed your stranded boats from sandbars, Hazanui.
Success in trade has been quite elusive for the Rowatayans, but the bitterness suits you well.
No one takes charge to solve the big problems. But look around. Deadfire's full of fertile, temperate islands. Except for Andra's mortar. It's largely free of rough weather. Yet much of it is uninhabited. Itinerant tribes drift between some of the islands, and smugglers and slavers cluster around the rest. It's a waste. Imagine what this place could be, with well-guarded shipping routes. How many Rowatayans we could feed with plantations here. You've got a way of charging into things full speed. Some might call it reckless, but I consider it valuable. If you're chasing the god who's stomping this place into the ground, then we have a common goal. And if you're going to survive here, then you could use an ally. The disaster at Hasongo remains a key concern. We rely on the port there to ship food back to Rawatai. That's on hold until you investigate. Atsura, our Grand Secretary, has a plan that would make use of your unusual talents. His office is downstairs. He can tell you more. Hazatoa. Atsura and I usually have a game running, and this one's been going on for over a month and a half. Atsura's good at misdirection, but I've got a mind for the long game. You look like you've come with a purpose. It happened a year into my first command. We were chasing pirates along Rawatai's south coast, and they landed a shot right next to our magazine. A lucky hit. I ran below. The fire was already spreading and making for our powder stores. I smothered what I could with my uniform, pulled the rest away with my own hands. There's a cost to every victory. And the win goes to those willing to make a sacrifice. I'll bet you already know a thing or two about that. And if...
I always forget that part. Say, you're the Watcher of Cadnua, aren't you? I've never met anyone famous before. Except the Hasanui. She yells at me sometimes. Oh, all the time. Where's my white leaf? Stop daydreaming. So bore me, if you lose the ledgers again, I'll have you clean the latrines. All this time, I didn't realize she knew my name. It's just, this is my first time away from the rough country. I'd heard there were thick, green forests and sandy beaches without a storm in sight, but I never imagined this. You must have traveled lots, seen all sorts of amazing places. I sure hope to. I'd love Rauatai, but it's hard to go a week without seeing storms. Or I really wish I could, but my supplies are for the Royal Deadfire Company. Maybe if you impress her or Atsura. It's just, I'd heard there were thick, green
bad.
Rhyming has it.
Watcher Nui, the Lord of Cadnua. I'm not one for ostentation, but your remarkable display at Queen's birth suggests that you are an individual with skills, not mere style. I am Atsura, Grand Secretary of the Royal Deadfire Company. Rauatai has long maintained trade interests in the region. While our homeland is rich in saltpeter, the violent climate and rocky soils make it a poor source for most other basic staples. It's my business to look after the mainland's interests here. That is a Valian frivolity. Leave it to them to observe a substance that occurs nowhere else on Eora, and immediately set about pulverizing it for profit.
And leave it to a Rauataian to ignore the dozens of other uses Valian animancers have discovered for luminous Adra just in the last few years.
I do not think in years, Aimika. I think in centuries. Yet the Valians toy with luminous Adra like a child who has discovered her mother's pistol. Nothing. We know too little about luminous Adra to understand the consequences of ripping it out. Perhaps you can help me keep them from doing more harm. The demand for luminous Adra has sent the Valian Trading Company into a frenzy. Their expeditions grow too bold, and their officers too greedy. Worse, their rapid expansion attracts pirates and threatens the outlying Huana tribes. This risks souring the Kahanga royals against all foreign involvement. But you can curtail their growth. By snapping up land we need to grow food and build ships for our people? Indeed. The Valians have sent an expedition to Pococahara, a storm-wrecked island believed to house a vein of luminous. I hear you accomplished an incredible feat in restoring the luminous Adra near Port Maja. If your abilities allow you to do that, then perhaps you are also capable of the opposite. Find the luminous Adra at Pococahara. Render it unusable to the Valians. This should encourage them to develop the resources they have, rather than reaching for more. Deeply. But if a small sacrifice here will discourage the Valians from further ventures, then it is a worthwhile risk. Because governors like Clario are a rare breed. Most of the Valian administrators care little for the well-being of the Huana. If the Valians claim Pococahara, it is the locals who will truly suffer. For all their faults, they don't lack imagination. I'm confident they know of our intentions. I do not have the precise location of Pococahara, but the tribe on the nearby island of Tikawara could probably help. I suggest starting there. Now, what else can I do for you? It's a trading post, of course. Anything worth building is worth protecting. It's a trading... Rawatai is... The Valians have... We learned the value of clear skies. It's a trading... I just did. How do you mean that? Rawatai is composed of many types, but none of whom are especially diligent about paperwork. How do you mean that? It comes from years of practice. How do you mean that? Are you making advances at me? While I'm not opposed to casual assignations, I'm afraid my duties here leave me little time or energy. If that changes, I promise you'll be the first to know. How do you mean that? As you wish.
I can't think of anything else that goes with Hazanui.
Me neither. That's why I leave epics to the lore college.
Criticism is easier than creation.
Look what I found. A mirror. Beautiful plumage, I say.
Beckham Blanca, do you know how many Bostonagos have said that to me? This plumage brings me only the fawning of boys with bigger eyes than brains.
Ikera, a sharp beak as well.
What is this? Who put this in my pack?
Ikera, I did. See how I carry the figure's twin? Now we each have one. Mine is blessed with the mischief of Ngati, and yours is blessed with her favor. I thought...
Postinago, why would you think I want anything to do with her or the rest of those Batsos?
Kara, I am still learning. I thought she could use the good fortune.
I have a vendetta with the gods. I wouldn't expect you to understand, but I do expect you to keep your childish baubles to yourself.
Our struggles are not so different. My people expect...
Stop! Your life is not mine. Do not lecture me about how things were just as difficult for you because you were expected to make pretty things out of water on command. If you want to delude yourself into thinking Ngati is your adoring mother, that's your choice. Just leave me out of it.
Forgive me, Captain. Palagina...
Agrasima. It will be a welcome reprieve.
Kara, I was mistaken to think we... shared something. Because of this.
We do not.
I ship out with some soft-handed runt.
Ishi, how much of the captain's hardtack have you eaten? You're gonna make yourself sick again, foolish bird.
Come to gawk, too? My punishment's over, you know. I punched my captain.
Atta girl.
Though maybe he shouldn't have insulted my aim. Like I don't know the difference between a smooth and rifled bore. I'm not reporting back to Wakoyo, that's for sure. I crewed on mercenary ships before this. Come to think of it, that suited me better. Still a scramble-rooted heart, I guess. Don't take this the wrong way, but I only crew with captains I know. Either personally or by reputation. I'm sure you're capable, but I don't know enough about you. Yet. Let's talk again when you've made a name for yourself.
Clear skies, my friend. Maya, I assume you vouch for your new captain?
On occasion. Why?
Your ship, unmoored from Deadfire politics, is an asset I would grasp with both hands. An arrangement's courage will win you many battles, I think. A Scylla wave skipper is your first target. A pirate shirking any pretense of lawful conduct in the open seas. Most excellent. Scylla commands the Voyager River Dragon, which pesters a group of islands to the southwest of Port Mage. Ask away, my privateer. I would not have you take to the water uninformed. You have your assignment, privateer, but the spirit! An official reckoning is drafted to account for every cannonball shot in the name of Rauatai. For every ship sunk, there is a legal justification. Our enemies will know the war is started on the day we fail to turn in our paperwork.
I ship out with some soft-handed runt.
Hello there. Always nice to see another furry face around here. I've got all sorts of goods and supplies. Because I'm from Rawatai. Or, to be more specific, my ancestral home's been part of the Empire for decades. Few generations now. The usual way, I guess. Their soldiers beat ours. I guess it used to? When I was younger, I grew up hearing stories of the time before from my grandparents. But they were children themselves when Rawatai took over. Some wax romantic about the old days. Anyways, I'm just trying to make a living. I don't know. I never known anything else. We've got the Rawataians' fancy new irrigation canals now, and the roads have gotten better. The ones leading into Tekoa, anyhow. Funny thing is, the further you go on them, the nicer everything gets, and the more it all looks like this. That's a better subject. Take a look.
She's not.
Meet her eye when you've got bad news.
If this is about the Hazatoa tournament, I've got nothing to do with that, all right? Some of the soldiers and sailors get to making unwise bets when they play. Like I said, I keep out of it. None of the regulars are looking for new opponents, though, if that's what you're asking. All the better for you, trust me. They always pay on time. They're run by the Ranganui, so they should, right? Also, I'm from a town near Tekoa. Rautai's full of all kinds of kith, not just Amawa. But the Amawa have a long history at sea. They make up a lot of sailors and soldiers, including most of the ones that ended up here. Sorry, I'm really only supposed to sell to captains working for the Royal Deadfire Company.
I don't think she likes me. I spent most of my career escorting foreign...
That's the last time I ship out with some soft-handed runt.
Takehu, would you mind terribly if I touched your hair?
Of course not. Only touch gently, and they will return the favor.
That's what Angwer said when we were necking in the Merkberries.
You're back. Kue, any news? You are willing to put up all that money? What of the gloves? What happened to them? At least I know Arkemyr won't feed me to the imps. Take your discount as well. If the cupboard doesn't make its goals, so be it. Imp, go hang laundry. I'm only doing this for how you help Bertenno. Here, burn Arkemyr's manor down for all I care. What else do you need? I hate him from horn to hoof. More than once I caught him smearing feces all over our selection of cloaks. Not that this should dissuade you from buying one. No. We are talking about the same little flying stinker? Maybe I ought to be nicer to the little thing. The imps that guard the manor? Idiots. Arkemyr plays with shape-shifting illusions, so his imps know him by his clothes. Do with that what you will. Locked doors tend to have keys. That one's free.
accept your tribute.
I've seen her much nicer lately. Said hello before she kicked me. Dead thief? Check box. He's still rattling around in there. What you do here? Biped groundwalk filth. What you do here, huh? Why you trouble Yellow Eye 3? His master? Give passphrase or get chewed to mush. Master or not, it's good enough for Yellow Eye 3. Yellow Eye 3 happy to serve master. His best imp, huh? First Yellow Eye died, second Yellow Eye died, now his third. Master gave Yellow Eye a number so he would remember which one he was. 4, 5, 6 is all the same to this Yellow Eye. 1 died asking idiot questions. 2 died stealing baubles. 3 is more careful. 3 watches out for kabooms. Pretty crystal. But go on. Yellow Eye 3 has time for smelly groundwalker. Found lying near vault. Kept safe for master. What you want? Is on the lowest level, southeast corner. Sealed up like dirty secret. Burglars tried to open, but they turned into food. Why Master need books? Not even taste good. Butler on second floor lounge trying to eat it again. Master will be displeased. Say something, why don't you?
I'll be damned if I let a soul be used for such foul means. Come with me now, you poor lost thing. Watcher? It's nothing but awakened terror, soon to pass. Watcher, don't you see those shambling corpses too? You're humoring me. I know it ain't really there. Lately, it's been getting worse. Some nights I wake sweaty and shaking. Other times, I'm already awake. I got my eyes wide open, staring down the darkness, watching one lantern after another flickering out. And every soul looks so ripe, darn near rotten with a need for reaping. I sure hope you're right, Watcher. 'Cause if you're wrong, no, I know you're right. Gon's chosen me, so until I figure out what's needed of me, I'll do my darndest to help you on your path. We'll figure this out together. I'm carrying more souls than I've ever shepherded before, so I don't know that it'll work this time, but used to be. When the dreams were riding me hard, I'd cleanse my soul before Gon. If we stop by the temple in Neketaka, I can perform the ritual. Please, I need the relief. It won't take more than a minute under Gon's statue, that's all.
Look what I found. I've got magic fingers. What did I tell you? Let's just keep our little secret. Spies? You spies? No need to thank me. You're very welcome. That's easy. Let's just keep this our little secret.
I smell magic in the air. Or imp droppings. Or both.
Spies? You spies? No need to thank me. Come take a look at this. Let's just keep this our little secret. That's easy. Spies? You spies? Why not? I've got magic fingers. No need to applaud. Knock, knock. No need to applaud. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. No need to applaud.
My friend, you return!